If you're a football fan, a Saints fan, or an Alvin Kamara fan, then it's really important that you clicked on this video. So you did yourself a huge service because there's so much to unpack here and there's so much to analyze here. And I'm going to get to the bottom of all of this because I feel like there's some narratives being drawn out and some smoke screens being thrown out that most people aren't acknowledging, that we all have to take into account. Now guys, before we get started with the content, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications because for some reasons my notifications haven't been sending out to some of my subscribers, and due to my videos getting demonetized here and there, you may not see some of my content. On top of that, I'm going to begin live streaming my Madden 21 modded simulation on Twitch. A link to my Twitch is in the description down below. This is a simulation where we start in the year 2003 and we simulate each and every year in Madden and integrate the actual draft classes from each and every year into the video game. So you can see some really wacky things like Terrell Owens joining the New England Patriots in 2005 and other stuff like that. Now that we got that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. Now guys, if you didn't see my video yesterday on Kamara, I highly recommend you do so just so you can see where the Saints are, but in the event that you're too lazy or you just don't want to do it, I'm just going to catch you guys up on everything that's going on. So over the past couple days, Alvin Kamara has not been at Saints training camp at all. He's been on an unexcused absence, and that's the terminology that the media used and made it sound like Alvin Kamara just decided to ditch school, but that's pretty much what he's doing. He's ditching training camp. And at first, people thought that he may have been sick or maybe he had some sort of injury, and that's what the media was dressing it up as. But as time progressed forward, we kind of realized that Alvin Kamara is not happy with the current contract he's being given. And that does make a lot of sense when you take into account the fact that Christian McCaffrey just signed a $16 million per year contract extension with the Carolina Panthers, and Derrick Henry signed a $12.5 million contract extension with the Tennessee Titans. Now, no one's arguing with the fact that Alvin Kamara deserves a brand new contract, and as a matter of fact, the New Orleans Saints, despite being the most capped out team in the entire NFL, are trying to make him a deal where he is at least a top 5 paid running back. So according to this tweet from Charles Robinson, it says, on the Alvin Kamara situation with the Saints, I'm told that right now the team is comfortable making him a top 5 paid running back, which is $12 million per season. But Kamara's number is pushing more towards the Panthers' Christian McCaffrey extension, which is $16 million per year. That's a pretty wide gap, in my opinion. And while you could make the argument of whether Alvin Kamara is as important to the Saints or not, at the end of the day, I think the one difference between Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara is Alvin Kamara is part of the New Orleans Saints attack. It's what makes them so multidimensional. It's what makes that offense so scary. But Christian McCaffrey is literally the entire Panthers offense. Literally, the entire Panthers game plan hinges on Christian McCaffrey's shoulders. Whereas the Saints, could hit you from a variety of different angles. Drew Brees could throw a 5-yard bomb to Michael Thomas. Drew Brees could check it down to Alvin Kamara. It's just one of many things that the New Orleans Saints could hit you with. But I also mentioned yesterday that there's a lot of players that the Saints have to pay as well. There's Ryan Ramczyk, there's Marshawn Lattimore. But I think the one thing that irks Saints fans the most is the fact that they were able to pay Taysom Hill, their backup quarterback, a 2-year, $21 million extension, and Alvin Kamara is still unsigned. Things kind of escalated here earlier today when Josina Anderson tweeted out that the New Orleans Saints are open to trading Alvin Kamara. And as soon as I saw this, I said, okay, well, there's a lot to unpack here because you can make arguments for why the Saints would be willing to trade Alvin Kamara and why they wouldn't be willing to trade Alvin Kamara. So for the argument of trading Alvin Kamara, it's the fact that you simply can't afford him, right? It's way too expensive to pay Alvin Kamara when you're the second highest cap team in the entire NFL. You're paying Drew Brees, you're paying Michael Thomas, you're paying Taysom Hill. As a matter of fact, take a look at this cap hit table. They're paying Demario Davis this year, Cameron Jordan, Jared Cook, Teron Armstead, Sheldon Rankins. There's just so many players that are taking a large cap hit on the New Orleans Saints, and it is kind of understandable that as soon as Drew Brees retires, they will be able to afford some of these new players. But on top of that, once Drew Brees retires, there's another thing that goes away, and that's the New Orleans Saints Super Bowl window. So the argument for the New Orleans Saints trading Alvin Kamara is the fact that they simply can't afford him. How are they supposed to pay him? How are they supposed to retain him for the long term? Are they just going to hit him with the franchise tag at the end of this year? Well, he's going to probably be doing the same exact thing next year, holding out in training camp. With that being said, is it plausible for the New Orleans Saints to even consider trading Alvin Kamara? Because once again, the Saints have a very tiny Super Bowl window over here. You literally have 1 or 2 more years of Drew Brees, if that at all. And as soon as that goes away, then bye-bye Super Bowl. Do you think that the Saints are going to trade one of their best, if not their best offensive weapon as they're trying to compete for a Super Bowl this year? I highly doubt it. If you're a team that's Super Bowl or bust, you're doing whatever it takes to get Alvin Kamara, not trade Alvin Kamara. Trading Alvin Kamara would be a move to make if you're rebuilding and you're just trying to start over, and I don't see the Saints trying to do that at all. So as I'm making this video, Ian Rappaport, who, by the way, is like undefeated when it comes to breaking news, especially after what happened with Earl Thomas and Jerry Jones, I have like a newfound respect for Ian Rappaport. And he tweeted out that he spoke to Alvin Kamara and his agent, and neither have asked for or demanded a trade. As of today, they thought they were actively negotiating and making progress on an extension. Kamara has never threatened to hold out and has been in the building every day, which is very interesting because that pokes a huge hole into the story. Originally, Adam Schefter tweeted out that Alvin Kamara has been out of the building for the past 3 days. Now Ian Rappaport has been saying that Kamara has been there the whole time and he has no interest in leaving. So this isn't a scenario where Alvin Kamara says, hey, either pay me or trade me, kind of like what happened with Melvin Gordon and what happens in traditional holdouts like Yannick Ngakoue. But he's saying, yo, I would like to be paid. And the Saints are responding by saying, hey, this is not the time for us. This is not the time for this. If you're going to be doing these shenanigans, we're going to trade you. If you ask me, I think Kamara is more likely than not to return to training camp. It's just, I feel like if they're this close to a Super Bowl and he doesn't want to leave the Saints and he wants to be on the Saints, then he'll probably do what needs to be done in order to be in a Saints uniform this year. But there are some holes to the story, and for that I can't really answer to. But I do think within a day or two, Kamara is probably going to return to camp. All of this noise about the Saints trading him is going to be gone, because I don't think the Saints would actually be willing to trade Alvin Kamara. I think this is just one gigantic game of chicken, but hey, I could be wrong. This is just my interpretation of the situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think the New Orleans Saints would actually trade Alvin Kamara if he doesn't return to camp soon? Do you think that Kamara is just trying to get a new contract, or do you think this is something bigger? Do you think either Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter is lying to us? What do you think the story is? And if Kamara is on the trading block, who do you think is most likely to trade for him, and who do you think could come in and replace him? Personally, it would be a little cute to see Leonard Fournette to come into the New Orleans Saints situation, assuming they trade Kamara, which I don't think is going to happen, mainly because Leonard Fournette is from Louisiana. He played his college ball at LSU, so it would be nice to see him return home. And hey, when you're working with an offensive genius and you were the number 4 pick in the 2017 NFL draft, there's a good chance that you could probably rebuild your career with a stable organization such as the New Orleans Saints.